going on, everybody? Daily Draft Dude back once again for another fantasy football mock draft. Today we are going to be doing it from, let's try the 9 spot. This 7, 8, 9, even 10 sometimes. I don't really love. Once you move away from probably Chase, Bijan, Gibbs, Puka, JSN, Amon Ra, maybe even CD Lamb, it gets a little dicey. But before we get into it, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and think about subscribing. It really means a lot to me and the channel. And let me know what you think about my commentary down below in the comment section. If you agree with my takes, if you disagree with my takes, if there are things that maybe I'm not saying, let me know. But let's get right into it. No sounds on. Let's start and go. This is full PPR. Gibbs, Chase, Bijan, Smith, JT, Puka, CMC, James Cook. All right, so in the 9th spot, my philosophy has been, as you guys have seen, is I like to do balance. I always find that each year I'm either missing an anchor RB or an anchor wide receiver. And that could be for a variety of reasons. Sometimes you go double RB, sometimes you go double wide receiver to start. But that's just the way that I like to play this game. Now, in full PPR, I've always been the pass catchers. And I think at 9, if Amon Ra were to fall, which I don't think he would, I don't think JT, CMC, or James Cook in a real draft are going to go before Amon Ra or CD. If they were, so let's say this was Gibbs, Chase, Bijan, JSN, Puka, Amon Ra, CD Lamb, right? And then they went, I don't know, Jettas or something. Maybe you could say CMC here. I think here, this would be a slam Achan. He just got paid 4 years, $68 million. Slam Achan. I think he's going to be a super, like an anchor of the team. But because it's not, and because we're against the computer, and if you want to join a draft, consider commenting below, and I will let you know when I'm drafting next. This is going to be a smash Amon Ra. Now, I see the appeal for CD Lamb, I really do, but I think this is going to be Amon Ra. Amon Ra is just so disrespected. He's been a top 3 wide receiver the past few years. He's just unbelievably talented. And looky here, we got our wish. We got Devon Achan. I don't know if that would have actually happened. I don't know if London would have gone in the first. He's immensely talented, but I could definitely see Devon Achan. In my opinion, Devon Achan should be going before Hampton and Walker. Genty, maybe not. But this is a slam Achan. Slam Achan. You really can't go wrong with this start. I think this is a great start. Biggest knock on it so far is Miami presumably being absolutely horrendous. Wow. So the 2 top tight ends went off the board. This guy's doing triple RB in full PPR. The thing, I like Rice, right? I like Rice. He's a great play. The thing about Rice is that he's not. Pat Mahomes is probably not going to be ready to start the season. But he is very talented. And and he's sort of the Travis Kelce, the safety net, or at least that's what he's sort of alluding to be. I think it's a little rich for Colston Loveland here. It could be a discount. He did have. Oh, this was let's see, last year. Yeah, I mean, he started off slow and then he sort of finished really strong. Yeah, he was hurt. He had that huge game against Cincinnati. He kind of crushed it. And then he sort of finished 7, 4, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 10, 13. Could this be You take off 6 and 6 from touchdowns. So 19, 15. And you got a ton of targets without Rome. Is it a little rich for him? Let's roll the dice. Let's go Rashi. See if we get Loveland on the way back. Crazy Burden's going before him. And we get our wish. We get Loveland on the way back. This is looking really, really, really strong right now. If this were to actually happen, I would be very, very happy. It's a great draft. This is a little rich. Not loving this team. Do not love Bucky Harvey. Just to sort of go through my feelings about Bucky. Great, super talented. He was injured last year, so there's always an asterisk when a player gets injured because you know what? You don't know what they could have been. Now, I think a lot of people are saying, well, Liam Cohen used him, left him to go to Jacksonville, and that's why Bashal Tootin is going up. As you can see, Bashal Tootin, despite really not having like a huge role last year, is going in the 5th round. That is so rich. I guess that's sort of the discount, right? You get a discount allegedly on good players because they haven't had any production. So there's a world where Bashal Toon really goes in the second last year, or he has an RB1 or high end RB2 season, and you got him in the 5th. For me, that's a little rich. He hasn't really shown anything, and it's sort of the same sort of idea as that I talked about the other day with Josh Downs. Josh Downs is in a wide open receiving room, right? They have JT in the backfield. They have Alex Pierce that they just paid ridiculous amounts of money to, like $120 million, and they have Tyler Warren, who's super great. They didn't really address anything in the draft. They drafted Deion Burks in the 7th, and so people are flocking to Josh Downs. He's going to be great. He was great, but Pittman was there. Pittman's gone now. I don't believe that vacated targets always leads to higher production. I think talent wins out overall. With that being said, I think here, again, not really loving a lot of these running back options. I do love Judkins a lot, but I think here you can either go Tate, you can go Watson, you can go Tyson, you can go Robe, you can go Sutton. Don't love DK. Don't love Wilson. Lemon. I've been going a lot of Tate. Let's go Watson. Let's go Watson. And so now we're doing sort of this pseudo hero RB build with Devon Achane and 3 pass catchers. You just want more slot guys. That's the thing. You want either big play possession receivers or you want slot guys. Big play, possession. So let's look at the teams. Not loving Scat. I think you can get 6 is okay. Much better than 2, in my opinion. David Montgomery's a little rich too. I might go back to back. I might do Jordan Tyson here. Or I could also do Quinshon. I love Quinshon. I think this dude is going to be an absolute stud. And 10, 16, 21, 13, 26, 10, 5, 16, 10, 4, 9. I mean, I think he's going to be really, really good. I don't want to lose out because I do think there's like a decent drop off. I mean, there's a world where you get Dylan Sampson in full PPR. 8 3 1 2 2 1 6 1 1 3 6 3 3. And there's so many good pass catchers. I mean, I think getting like a second anchor RB is just, I think, really really important, I would say. All right, let's do it. I love Quinshawn. I think you could also get Manungai. The one thing I don't like to do in fantasy, I don't like to double up so early. So I don't want to go Chicago, Chicago, because then if Chicago is really bad, you're sort of losing out. You're losing out on those picks, even if they're later. And I feel the same way about, like, I don't know if I would ever go James Cook, Josh Allen. I get it, but I don't want Josh Allen being the dual threat that he is to take away from my upside of James Cook, which did happen on occasion. Anyway, let's go Quinshawn here. Let's get lock in our two RBs, and now we can sort of take BPA. We can take best player available. I still need a quarterback. I think we can wait on that. I like Jackson Dart. Could do this stack with Caleb. I like Dak. I like Purdy. I mean, I like a lot of these guys. So here, I think Marv is a really good. Marv in the seventh, I think, is really good. Parker Washington. Parker Washington, low key, I think is getting a little disrespected by Sleeper's ADP. I think Parker Washington could be the best wide receiver in that room. I have shares in Dynasty. I think he's super talented. I think he can beat out Jacoby. I still think BTJ can be the guy. I can be BTJ on the outside, doing more of those X roll, and Parker Washington going over the field, over the middle of the field. I mean, I'll probably get him. I probably could go Marv Washington and not really feel bad about it. I think that's one way to do. Yeah, this is gonna be a slam, Parker Washington. Now we have one, two, three, four, five. Let's look at the roster construction. So great. So we have wide receivers through the flex. We have our tight end. We have our two RBs. We just need a QB. Dak. I mean, Brock. Quarterback is one of those positions where I feel like you can wait on it because outside of maybe like a Josh or a Lamar, Drake May, even Jaden Daniels, they all give you roughly the same amount of points, and so you can sort of wait on those because you know let's take a let's go back in time and let's look at last year. Last year, you drafted Lamar probably potentially before Josh Allen. They're interchangeable, I think. I like Josh Allen a little bit more, but if you want to take Lamar over him, I really can't fault you. I think Lamar showed in 2024 that he is an incredible passer and an incredible rusher, even with Derrick Henry. And I think he's going to have a bounce back year with Jesse Minter as his new head coach. But with that being said, like Drake May is sort of the Jaden Daniels effect, where he had a great year, he's being pushed up. Can he succeed with tougher competition? Joe Burrow, I find to be way too injured for his own good, especially to take him in the fifth. Justin Herbert, I like. He sometimes lays like one of those season goose eggs where he puts up like 4 points and like four picks. Jalen Hurts, I think, is getting. He's always been roughly around the six. Maybe he went after his 2022 season, like into the fourth. I think people just sort of consider him like a tush push merchant, but I feel like the same thing can be said about Josh Allen. Um, so I think here, I think I will get my quarterback because I do want to lock in, but I do think there's some good options. I think Sam Darnold is fine. Kyler Murray is great. Tyler Shuck is good. Baker I like. Jared Goff I like. Brock Purdy I think is really good. Um, maybe. Yeah. See, this is sort of becoming like the wide receiver dead zone. So in round nine, we're seeing like I think the talent really drops off. You got Pittman, not excited for in Pittsburgh. QJ I think is okay. Diggs, I'm good. Dobbs, I'm good. Jaden Reed, maybe. Khalil Shakir, love him as a Bills fan. Just not an exciting fantasy option. Going to be a wide receiver three. Xavier Worthy, not interested in. Jawan Jennings, wide receiver three type. In Minnesota, Jaden Higgins I like. Casey Concepcion I think is okay, but you're sort of hedging your bet that Cleveland pulls it together. Jalen Coker's fine. Josh Downs we talked about earlier. And then these are just some upside shots. So I think here we'll just take Brock Purdy and sort of hope that Jadarian Price comes back to us. All right, he does, and we will take Jadarian Price, rookie, out of Seattle. We'll sort of see what his ceiling looks like, even if he has some sort of limited role. I think in the 10th, that's totally fine. We're just looking for upside shots here. And I think, speaking of upside shots, I think we're going to go Tyrone Tracy. Tyrone Tracy sort of coming back from Cam Scatterboo's injury, I think is a slam dunk play. I think here, again, I think we can easily go Rashad White. I think he's going to be the Austin Eckler role. He's going to be that pass catcher. And in full PPR, that's what you want. You want those pass catchers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I wanted Antonio Williams. That's what happens when you're in the middle. You get sniped. Not really. Now I'm really not loving. Zachariah Branch, I think, is someone I would like to take a shot on. Jalen Noel, Ted Hurst, Jeremy Bernard, too. So I think this is an opportunity where I take Dylan Sampson or Jay Brooks, any of these receivers, Kamani Vidal. I think you could do Keaton Mitchell. You really have no issue with Nick Singleton. I like. I'm just gonna go Dylan Sampson. Hedge my bet with the backfield, the Cleveland backfield, and then take some upside shots on some rookies. Let's do that. Omar Cooper goes. Oh, you know what? Jalen McMillan. I like Jalen McMillan. In Tampa Bay, he might be the wide receiver 3, but he has upside. Chris Godwin hasn't really been healthy. Brandon Ayuk, man. I just picked him up in Dynasty for free. He dropped to waivers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's going to do anything, but I'd love if he was able to. And I think here, we'll just take Zachariah Branch. All right, so let's look at the full team. Yeah, so we started off, we had a great draft. Amon Ra, Devon Achan, Rashi Rice, Colston Loveland as some of my anchors, with Rashi Rice probably being the most risky pick. Other picks I like in the area, Ted McMillan is probably the only one. I don't know. Burden, Wilson seem like more risky than Rice. I like McMillan. Loveland, Watson, I think is a good upside play. If Evans was there, probably would have taken Evans. Quinchon, I think is good. Take some upside swings on Marv and Parker. Brock Purdy has been a super underrated quarterback. I think in the ninth he's a slam. If there wasn't this quarterback run of Pat, Dak, I think he could have waited more too. He's excellent. Stafford is good too. Then I went really running back heavy. Jadarian Price, Tyrone Tracy, Rashad White, Dylan Sampson, and then I just took some upside swings in the late rounds with Zachariah Branch, and hopefully Jalen McMillan comes back into the fold. So, if you like that video, please consider giving it a like, and think about subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another fantasy football mock draft. See ya.